Alright, grading. CSX had a tomorrow moves the standard specification for the design and construction of private Sidetracks. Vice President Engineer, Jacksonville, Florida, issued September 15, 2016. We're on like our third video. As we read through this book. A. Grading. General, these specifications cover the clearing, grubbing, excavation, and cuts, embankment fills, drainage, subsidence, erosion protection, geotextile associated with the construction of private tracks served by the CSX transportation. All works and materials shall come from the specification, also supplemental specification pertaining to the particular project. Whether there is any conflicting specification pertaining to the partial project of the shall govern. All reference to the contractor shall refer to the contractor, subcontractor working with the industry behalf during the construction of the sidetrack. Prior commencement with the CSX transportation right of way, the proper written authority must be given to the ministry of the contract. The primary method of conveying the authority with the sidetrack of the agreement must be executed by the CSX transportation industry. Right of entry with survey, preliminary, non-construction activities available. The information obtained the authority of detail elsewhere in this document. B. The permits and right of entry. The contractor should seek the permission from and coordinate with the individual government body, including the environmental agencies, utility, etc. upon the property of the contractor must enter perform the work. The contractor will secure all the permits in such environmental grading, cutting of the filling of the waste, disposal of the street opening which required by the government agency having the jurisdiction. Fiber optic. Under fiber optic optic cable installation, longitudinal occupation of the right of the railroad right of way may be required. Location of lowering and protective casting steel installation if there by the fiber optic cable markers in there. Other proposed sidetracking the contact CSX Transportation Directive of the Corridor Occupancy Services 904-279-3844. Sorry, 904-279-3843 for the name and the phone number of the individual cable company. The representative of the fiber optic cable must be contacted. Any work needed to protect the cable must be performed with the fiber optic company prior to the commencement of ending the grade working from the May effective of the installation. As with the underground utilities of the industry responsible for the contract, and say on one call before you dug a hotline the utility company directly prior to the working with the penetrates the ground. Art line and grade. All workers shall conform with the alignment grade of the cross-section slope down with the plans approved with the CSX transportation. The center of the road bed will conform with the alignment, the horizontal vertical indication on the drawing. The grade line with the profile is notes with the subgrade with the finished embankment of the bottom of the excavation ready to receive the subballast and geotextile. The road bed will be constructed with the dimensions shown with the current CSX transportation drawing title standard road bed ballast section pages 19, 20, and 21. Clearing of the grubbing. Clearing will consist of the cutting of all trees, stumps, and brushes, shrubs, and other vegetation level not more than 12 inches above the ground, and the disposal of all cut material other than fallen timber and fallen branches, other surface litter, and rubbish debris. Grubbing. Grubbing will consist of removal and disposal of all stumps and roots from the root mats and bedded loggins and all of this boulder debris visible on the surface of where the clearing is to be done. Stumps will be grubbed where the embankments are less than 5 feet of height, while the profile indicates the excavation as in all areas designated with the construction of the facility and borrowing areas and all other areas the stumps are made cut off even with the ground. Methods. Methods. Felling the tree from the nearest track of the structure with the wire lines. Necessary precautions must be exercised in order to prevent damage for the facility. Obstruction of the tracks that may require flagging, protection, felling of the new trees near tracks. See excavation methods. Using shafts of all the excavation shall be cut true with the straight and loose with the stones with the slope that shall be removed. The rock shall be removed from the subgrade, but the area is filled with the approved material of the contractor shall take the weather. The measures may be necessary probably to prevent the excavation after the construction to prevent water from flowing in. To standing in the excavation for any applicable time, whether it be storm or groundwater. Rock excavation may be removed with a depth of 18 inches below the subgrade, refilled with the suitable material. With the required unsuitable material at the bottom of the cups will be moved and refilled with the subgrade acceptable material. Disposal of excessive excavation. When the quantity of excavation exceeds the required construction embankments, the standard cross-section surplus must be made to widen embankments uniformly along both sides. Waste areas. Waste areas are disposal of excess and suitable material will be located in materials deposited to the endangering of the roadway. The material should not be wasted in CSX transportation under the circumstances. Alright, D. Unsuitable material. Should unsuitable material be encountered, such as the bulk of the high plastic clays, then silty unsuitable material shall be removed. The uncut section plastic material defined in American Association of the State Highway Transportation Officials Soil Classification System A2, A2, and A26, A27, A2, A4, A5, A6, A7 should be removed in depth at least 2 feet from below the subgrade of the ditch line. Additional depth may be required depending on local condition. The organic muck group of classification 8 encountered with the fill section shall be removed within the limits of the toes and slope of the roadbed. Where fills exceeding 10 feet in height with the section of the excavated shall be 3 times the height of the field. After the removal, this unsuitable material shall be distributed along with the lower portion of the embankment dressed in the given uniform pleasing appearance wasted. Alright, E. Embankments. Material. Suitable excavated material shall be used for forming the embankments. The materials to be used for the embankments shall be free of frozen organic materials such as leaves, roots, grass, weeds, other material consistent with the construction stability, homogeneous fill. The embankments will not be constructed on frozen ground. Formation and layers. Otherwise provided, embankments should be constructed with successive layers no more than 6 inches thick. Loose material of the bench is required for the widening of the existing embankments and fills. Whether the embankments are built with the dumping of the drag lines, tracks, or other equipment, a bulldozer may be operated consistently to spread the material. The layers must be full with embankment, each of them thoroughly compacted, built through the true slope, not widening the loose material on the top. When the embankments are being constructed with the principal work of the rock depth of each of the layers shall be carefully distributed through the embankment, and the void shall be filled with the final material to secure the maximum density. The most suitable material shall be reserved for finishing the roadbed. Large stones with any dimension greater than 6 inches shall not be permitted within 2 feet of the design subgrade. The embankment is consolidated with the slope shall be carefully addressed and desired the section maintained with the proper height and dimension shape until the work is accepted. Where the new embankment is to be placed on the sloping of the ground existing roadbed embankment, the surface shall be deeply plowed and stepped. The transportation material, rubber tire equipment carefully shall be taken. See that the trailing unit does not follow the track of the preceding unit. At the end of each of the day's work, the embankment should be desired to shed any of the water that might fall during the night. Alright, density. When suitability compaction equipment shall be continuously operated while the embankments are being constructed, while working the progressive separating areas approved with the compaction equipment shall be operated with the continuous embankment compaction of the embankment shall be the density of 95% of the obtained modified Proctor density test, the ASTM D1557. Material does not contain adequate moisture to be obtained. The specified density shall require incorporated additional water. Materials containing the excess amount of moisture shall not be placed on the embankment until they have been allowed to dry during the design moisture content. Shrinkage. The contractor shall construct the embankments to show that such height of the subgrade to such increased width and also necessary to provide the shrinkage substance erosion. The embankments will become consolidated with the sides trimmed in the proper dimension shapes until the completion of the acceptance of the work. Embankments over and around the structures. Wet and impurities materials will not be permitted to forming the embankments about and against over the structure. The material should be deposited in layers no more than 6 inches thickness, carefully tamped and sloped away from the structure. Filler over the arches, box and large pipes, so deposited uniformly on both sides. Large stones shall not be placed within 2 feet of the extremities of any arc of the top side. Boxes outside large pipe. Any damage for the waterproofing should be repaired. F. Ditches. Intercepting the permanent ditches should be provided with the top of the cut of the slope, the toe of the embankment of the slope, diverting storm water that flows or the roadbed. The roadbed ditches shall be provided with to indicate the outer fall edges, the diversion of sufficient preventing erosion adjoining the embankments. All ditches shall be in accordance with the CSX Transportation Standard Roadbed Ballast, section 19, 20, and 21 pages. Finished subgrade. A subgrade shall be compacted, finished in the true level slope and the round surface called with the drawings. The most level no depression irregularity will hold the water, preventing the power of the drainage tolerance not more than 1/10 of a foot above the below the design subgrade will be permitted. CSX Transportation required grading turnout with the typical subgrade section grading requirements and turnout construction CSX Transportation. Alright, 8. Subballast. The finished track roadbed shall receive the compacted subballast and indicate with the CSX Transportation Standard Roadbed section drawing unless otherwise indicated with the project drawings. The sub-ballast density shall be 95% based on the modified Proctor density process of the ASTM 1557. Additional moisture is required to obtain the adequate density. The contractor should use water along with improved mixing, shaping, and the compaction equipment. The sub-ballast should be finished with a tolerance of 1/10 above the below the design subgrade elevation. The contractor shall not place sub-ballast on wet or rotted roadbed. Geotextile. If the geotextile was specified, shall be placed for the finish of the subgrade before the sub-ballast is placed on the compact. No equipment should be allowed to operate directly on the bare geotextile. The geotextile should be placed symmetrically about the track center. At the end of each roll of the piece for the geotextile, there shall be 2 feet overlap of the material. Spatial care should be taken the contractor in placing the geotextile finish subgrade to ensure the geotextile is laid flat and free of the wrinkles. If the geotextile is damaged in any way, the contractor shall patch the same material over the damaged area. The patch shall have the 2 overlapped in every direction around the damaged area. If necessary, overlap the piece for the geotextile along the longitudinal edge 18 inches over the lap shall be used. No longitudinal overlap shall occur between the toes of the ballast of any track. All bridges and abutments of the geotextile should be turned down but the 2 feet below the finished subgrade against the face of the abutment. The embankments have been replaced against the abutment of the geotextile. The contractor shall take special care to ensure the backfill is adequate, compacted with the specified design density. Contractors should also use special care to avoid damage of the geotextile. Specification for each particular application. Geotextile guideline for the installation found in the CSX Transportation MWI 1003 last edition, available upon request. J. Pipe culverts. General trench excavation shall be true of the lines of the grades with the shown with the drawing, carefully gyrated by the hand whenever necessary to properly install the culverts. Rocks and other materials which might prove the injurious to the culverts shall be removed from the culvert bed. All pipe culverts shall be minimum with a cover of 2.5 feet, measured between the top of the pipe, bottom of the cross tie. Concrete pipe. A reinforced concrete pipe shall be a bell spigot pipe with an O-ring gasket tongue in the groove with a ram neck type flexible gasket mating the current ACM American Standard Testing Methods designation C76 or other specified concrete pipe on the track shall be class 5. Your corrugated metal pipe. The corrugated metal pipe will fully asphaltic coated AASHTO M190 and ASTM 849. Fully coated with the other approved corrosive resistant material, the fiber bounded ASTM A885 pipe will provide whether the specified plant in tidal waters where acid mine drainage may include whether conditions warrant the fully asphalt coated paved polymer recoated ASHH2 M245 and ASTM A742 pipe is required. Stream bed moderate several bed loads and sand, gravel, and rock with velocities in excess of 5 feet per second. A minimum of 24-inch long connection bands shall be used with the connection of CP and the gauge of the pipe to be used with the fouls. Table 1, your corrugated metal specifications. You have a 12-inch diameter down to 84 inches diameter. Your gauge is 12-inch and 15-inch to 16-inch gauge with a wall thickness 64,000 of an inch, 2.5 to 50 feet, and 2.5 to 40 feet. Your 18, 21, and 24 feet have a gauge 14. Their wheel thickness is 79,000 inch, 2.5 for 18, 2.5 for 45 feet for 21, 40 feet for 40. 36 inches, 36 inches, 42 inches, 48 inches have a gauge of 12. Their wall thickness is 109,000 of an inch. They drop 5 foot from 55 foot every increasing inches, 5 additional feet. Or 54 inches at gauge 10, 138 inches, 2.5 and 45 foot. 60 and 60 inches at 10-inch gauge, and 72 inch, 78 and 84 inches at 8-inch gauge. And then shows your elliptical metal pipe specifications. Other material, HDPE and PVC and ABS plastic pipe may be used only with a CSXT approval of specific application. Bedding and placement. Local selected material may be used for the backfill if it shall be free of large rock lumps and debris. No free flow, no frozen fill solid cylinders. Material containing the high percentage of the organic material shall be allowed. Materials under the hatches around with the culvert shall be placed in layers that begin not exceeding 6 inches. The layers must alternately placed in the same elevation on both sides of the culvert at all times. Compaction under the hunches shall be accomplished utilizing the pole of 2 inches, 4 inches, and small. Area of the hand tamper shall weigh not less than 24 pounds, having the tamper face not larger than 66 inches by 6 inches. Mechanical tampers and rollers shall be used for the bringing in the backfill of at least 3 feet above the culvert. They should not be strike the culvert when tampering. Smooth rollers will not be allowed to comply in compacting the fills around the other culverts. Alright, C. Erosion protection. Note that the minimum CSX transportation guidance of the given governmental agency requirements vary with the more stringent. Seeding, unless otherwise provided with all road beds, shall be prepared, fertilized, seeded, and matched. Produce sand and erosion protection grass of annual variety. Rip and wrap. Description. The work consists of the installation of required material for the protective covering the stream channel slopes and the converting culvert inlets and outlets in the embankment slopes. Material. Rip and wrap will consist of a dense, sound, durable, angular shaped stone ranging in size from a quarter inch of a cubic foot with the volume screen cubic feet, except for the stone of smaller size not exceeding 15% of the total volume may be used for the filling of the voids. Riprap will be free from overburden, spoil, shale, or organic material. Installation. Riprap will be placed in rechanneled areas in all areas where the fill of the contact stream of the riprap shall be placed a minimum of 3 feet of the side slope measured for the particular area of the slope in accordance with the project plan. Riprap will be placed concurrently with the maintenance to channel relocation. Our temporary silt fence. Description. The work covered in the section consists of the furnishing, installing, maintaining, and recovering the water permeable filter to the fence to remove the suspendable particles of the drainage of water. All materials should comply with the applicable specification of the local state Department of Transportation on which the industry environmental permitting requirements. Installation. The contractor shall install the temporary silt fence as shown in the plan. The posts will be spaced 6 to 10 feet apart depending on the amount of flow expected. Posts will be installed with a minimum of 2 feet in the ground. Filter fabric will be attached to the wire fence post by the wire and cable is stable. Stapled to filter fabric will be installed with such a manner 4 to 6 inches of the fabric as left at the bottom of the buried. Minimum overlap of 18 inches above as proved divided with all splices. Alright, maintenance. Removal. The contractor shall remain the silt fence until the project is accepted until the fence is removed. The contractor shall remove and dispose of the silt accumulations along the fence which the capacity of the fence is diminished. Filter fabric shall be replaced with deteriorated with such with no longer effective use. Upon removal of the salt fences, the contractor shall dress their area to give the pleasing appearance and shall seed and mills over the area in accordance with the section seeding. Alright, L. Temporary crossings. When a temporary crossing is necessary transportation material across the track or the track's location, construction crossing must be approved by the CSX Transportation. Temporary crossing installed over the tracks owned by CSX Transportation shall be installed and removed by CSX Transportation forces only after separate private crossing arrangement is in place. Temporary crossing over the tracks not owned by CSX Transportation shall be installed and removed. The contract the cost of all the crossing by the CSX Transportation with the contractor shall be reasonable over the contractor. Alright, and protection. Watchmen, flagmen shall provide expense for the contractor, CSX Transportation, and necessary safety, trains, and the highway traffic, and any other operation the contractor shall provide with the CSX Transportation Engineering Department 30 days in advance notice for the need of the watchmen and flagmen. Alright, safety and delay of the trains. All work performed in industry shall be arranged so that there will be no delay, interference with the number of the operation trains. The work shall not be caused to interfere with the signal, wires, cables, fiber optic telephones, or other wire lines. Whenever the work is likely to affect the movement of safety trains, the method of doing such work must be submitted with approval, without which it must be commenced and prosecuted. Blasting adjacent with the CSX Transportation tracks is not prohibited. And O. Access. Suitable access to roads as necessary should be provided with the expense of the contractor provide ingress and egress of the site of the work. The contractor shall provide and maintain any public-private road that may be used in the process of work. Alright, and then we move on to materials.